Stress will kill you if you don't start eliminating it from your life right now. If you don't start dealing with the stress in your life, and I'm going to teach you how to do that in this video, you are going to regret it one day. And if you don't regret it, your family will, because they will be the one living with the scraps of your life that are left over, taking care of you because your body's broken down so much because of the stress you've allowed into your life. Or for that matter, if you pass away, and I'm not trying to scare you, but if you pass away from issues that could have been eliminated had you eliminated the stress in your life, now your family's dealing with the issues that come with having to deal with the loss of a loved one and all the issues that come with that. For some of you all, you hear this and you automatically know that what I'm saying is correct because you're already dealing with physical or mental or even financial issues connected to stress. For some of you all, you say, you know what, I'm fine, I'm strong, I'm very resilient, I can get through anything. And so you just are unaware of how stress is affecting you. But if you don't start eliminating it from your life, you will be aware later on in your life when you start dealing with the inevitable issues that come from allowing stress to remain in your life. So get in here, because in this video, I'm going to teach you some of the areas that stress creeps into our life without us even knowing it and how we can eliminate, not just deal with, but eliminate those things from our life. At this point in my life, I'm almost 40 years old. I'll be 40 in about 2 months, I want to say. And I am at a point in my life where I do not allow myself to deal with any unnecessary stress. And by unnecessary, what I mean is unless I absolutely have to deal with it, I don't deal with it. And even for the stress that I do have to deal with in my life, I need to deal with it in as short a period of time and as short of an amount or as small of an amount as possible. I don't want to deal with any more stress than is necessary because I know that my life and my longevity here on this earth depends on it. Let's go ahead and jump in right now to talk about some of the areas that we allow stress within our life and how to eliminate those areas. But before I do that, if you don't have my best-selling book, Get the Out of Your Own Way, A Guide to Letting Go of the Stuff That's Holding You Back, get it now. This book is available wherever books are sold, audio version. You can get the electronic version online. It's available all over the world because it's changing lives, changing mindsets, and changing relationships by helping you to get the things out of your life that are holding you back. It's a bestseller already, and it's only been out for less than a year because of the fact that it's helping people. And I want you to get this book through the link that's directly above or below this video. The first area that invites stress into our life, literally stress is attracted to this, is being a people pleaser. When you are focused on making everyone else happy, but you're not focused on making yourself happy, guess what you're doing? You're inviting stress in your life and you are literally costing yourself your life. I'm not being dramatic. Every time you say yes to somebody else when you should have said no, every time you give something to somebody else, but you're not getting something back in return, so therefore your cup is becoming depleted, you are literally inviting stress into your life. Because while you're sitting up here doing that thing that you said yes to that you really want to say no to, it's stressful. How many times, and comment below if you can identify with this, how many times have you said yes to doing something and then when you're about to do it or when you're doing it, you start resenting that other person. You start getting angry at that other person. You even get angry at yourself for that matter because you're having to do something that you didn't want to do at all. Guess what? Those feelings of anger, resentment, all of that, that is a form of stress. That physical response you feel in your body is your body releasing chemicals that could have been avoided, okay? Releasing chemicals in your body because literally you're doing something you didn't want to do. When you are a people pleaser, when you are focused on putting everyone else ahead of yourself, when you're afraid to say no, because you're afraid of what people's reactions may be, what you're doing is you are literally taking days, weeks, and months away from your life because it harms your body. One of the most freeing things you can ever do is start saying no and understand that no is a complete sentence. You do not have to explain your no. One of the most powerful lessons I've learned within my life is that people who need me to give them an explanation for when I say no, people who get upset with me for saying no when they want something from me, people who even distance themselves from me or talk bad about me or whatever it may be that's negative because I said no, these are people who should not have been in my life in the first place. And by me saying no to them, what I'm actually doing is giving myself a gift. I'm giving myself a gift of clarity because when I say no to someone and they start treating me poorly, guess what happens? They are revealing themselves yourself to me for exactly who they've always been. If the only way that someone can be happy and can be a positive part of your life is by you always saying yes to them, then that person is using you. That person is toxic. That person is literally a virus in your life that is eventually going to destroy you, because at some point in time, you're going to have to say no to them and you will see who they really are. So we might as well avoid that outcome from happening by start saying no to people. Don't worry about losing people from your life from saying no. Focus on gaining more life from saying no. Because when you say no to them, you say yes to you. When you say no to giving them money, guess what? That's money you can use for yourself. When you say no to doing that favor for them, that's time that you get back for yourself to do what you want. I don't care if all you doing is painting your nails while watching TV. Guess what? That time is yours and you should have to spend it doing something you don't want to do for somebody else. Start saying no and stop worrying about being a people pleaser. These people are not worried about you. They may even love you, but they're not truly worried about your stress. They're worried about getting what they want. And if you say no to them, guess what's going to happen? They will go to someone else. You are rarely the only person that they called, okay? When they're asking for money, when they ask for someone to pick up their kids, when they ask you for a favor, they are calling multiple people and reach out to multiple people, or they can reach out to multiple people. So when you say no, you are simply telling them, you know what, not me, move on to the next person. And I'm going to tell you how you can say no to people very easily. And this is especially helpful for those people who are really, really deep in their people-pleasing ways, okay? First of all, you have to recognize that you don't always have to say no verbally. Let me tell you what I mean by that. Literally, when someone asks you for something, you can tell them, you know what, let me get back to you real fast. I'm working on something. Or let me get back to you because I got to think about it. This is the delay tactic. I call it the stall tactic, where you say, let me get right back to you. I'm just busy working on something right now. Let me check into that. You know, they ask you money. Let me look and just see what I got available, right? And then what you can do at that point in time is either never get back to them. You can do that. Or you wait so long to get back to them that the problem is resolved. And in the meantime, while they texting you and calling you and ask you about it, just don't answer their calls. So that's a more passive way of saying no. But I will tell you, this is still a no. A win is a win, okay? Another way of saying no is by simply outsourcing it to someone else. I'll give you an example. Some of you all have a husband, a wife, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, even an adult son or daughter who's much better at saying no than you are. What if you let them say no for you? Let me give you an example how you can do that, okay? I had a cousin who used to do this. If ever you asked her for anything, and now mind you, she made most of the money in that household. But if ever you ask for anything, she said, let me talk to my husband about it because I need to check on things. He keeps the check of all our money. Then she would go to him and say, baby, so-and-so asked for so-and-so. He would then call that person up, right? Just out of nowhere. You ask him for money, but then you get a call from her husband. You're like, hey, how you doing? And he's like, hey, what you doing? Let's call him Michael. Hey, Michael, how you doing? Yeah. Kathy told me you wanted to borrow XYZ from us. He says us. And they're like, yeah. Boy, so yeah, here's the thing. We ain't got it. And I appreciate if when you have any requests, you come to me about it. She don't even deal with the money. You see how he did that? He said no for her because a healthy relationship comes with balance. And I think that that's one of the best things about choosing a partner who compliments you. She chose a partner who has many strengths that she doesn't have, and she has many strengths that he doesn't have. And so by choosing to be with him, she also empowers him to basically step in where she's uncomfortable stepping in. And it's mission accomplished. She got a no out to that person in a way that was efficient for her, and she didn't have to deal with the stress of saying yes or deal with the stress of giving what she didn't have or giving what she didn't want to give. And he got the fulfillment of knowing he was protecting his wife. Another way of saying no is by simply just saying no with no explanation. No is a complete sentence. And if someone dares ask you why, or they get mad at you saying, well, hold on, let's talk about it, your no is non-negotiable. Now that's for the advanced level people out here, okay? And I'm real advanced at that. You can ask me for anything, baby. If it's a no, it's a no, and it's not a conversation about it. We're not talking more about it. I will say no to your face, flat-footed with my chest out. No. Can I have so-and-so? No. And I'll look you straight in the eyes. I don't care about awkward silence. It's only awkward for you. You wouldn't be dealing with this if you didn't ask me for something that you shouldn't have asked me for. And they say, oh, can I say, do you want to get some dinner? Change the subject. If they don't like it, then you know what? I have to run. Now, that's how we deal with it, okay? But either way it goes, what I recognize is this. I would rather deal with the discomfort of telling you no than deal with the discomfort of me being harmed emotionally or physically or within my health from saying yes when I should have said no. Another area of stress that affects a lot of us really, really in a heavy way that we don't even think about is perfectionism. Your desire to do everything perfect. So that thing that could have taken you 5 minutes to do now takes you 20 minutes to do. That project that you should have started on, but you're afraid of not doing it right, so you procrastinate, and therefore you're living under stress while you're waiting because you always have this thing in the back of your mind that I have to do it. Those things are causing you stress. And it really comes down to your perfectionism. I'm going to tell you one of the areas that helped me so much with reducing stress in my life was by simply saying, listen, this is good enough. All right? I'm not trying to do anything in a sloppy way or a bad way, but my question is this good enough to get to the mission? Okay, does this accomplish the goal? Oh, it does? Okay, then let's get it out. It don't need to be perfect. Okay, I remember when I was in college, I used to say C's get degrees, right? Which means I don't have to get an A to pass. I just need to get a passing score. C's get degrees. Is this at least a C-level effort? Oh, it is? Then good enough. Get it done. Okay. And that's especially important during the holiday season. You know, a lot of y'all are going to be hosting family at your house. A lot of you all are going to be buying gifts for people. A lot of y'all are going to be doing things that could literally make you overextend yourself financially, physically, emotionally, you name it. And so you have to ask yourself, although I want to be perfect, although I want to do this in a way that makes people feel a certain way about me, is that really worth it for the stress it can cause me? The answer is always going to be no. So do just enough to get to the goal and keep it moving, okay? Another area that causes stress within our life is, I'm going to tell you this right now, keeping toxic people in your life. All that arguing, fussing, and fighting, baby, is killing you. If you don't believe me, think about the last time you got into a disagreement with someone. I'm not talking about a normal disagreement because relationships will have disagreements. I'm talking about something a little bit heavier. What was the physical response within your body? Did your stomach get tight? Did your back get tight? Did your heart start racing? Were you exhausted afterwards? Even if you didn't yell or anything like that, were you exhausted afterwards? When you start having a physical response to the issues that you're having with someone else, even when they're not in your presence, when your phone rings or you get a text message from that person and your body starts to get tense, what that's telling you is that this person and or the interactions with this person is causing you stress. And that physical response is your body's way of telling you this is a problem. Our body will always tell us when there's a problem. We have to listen to it. Listen to your body, because when you start responding negatively to someone, that's your body saying change your relationship with this person or get away from this person. Let me tell you this, reducing stress in a relationship does not require that the other person participate in reducing that stress. They don't have to want to reduce the stress. They can say the same way, but guess what they will do? They will be removed from your life. Set the boundary. Let them know what you require and what you need in order to be in a healthy relationship with anyone. Hey, baby, I can't be in a relationship with anyone who speaks to me the way you speak to me. Let's find some ways that we can speak to each other in a different way, or let's find some ways for you to manage yourself differently. But either way it goes, this is my boundary. They can either step up or step out of your life. And I don't care who they are. I don't care who they are. If they are killing you with the stress that they are bringing and the stress that you allow them to bring within your life, then they are removable from your life. No negotiations, period, dot. I'm saying this so seriously because for many of you all, this is the biggest area of stress for you. It is the people in your life that you have a toxic dynamic with, and you feel some sense of responsibility, some sense of like it's a requirement to continue to try to work on this relationship. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. So you have to decide for yourself, how much do I love myself? Because once you can say, I love you, this other person, but I love me more. Once you can say, I love you, whoever you are, but I love the idea of living a long, healthy life more than I love fighting with you. It will change how you deal with them. There will be some things that you're just not going to get closure on. There will be some topics and some subjects you won't be able to resolve. There will be some times where you just got to keep your mouth closed and say, you know what? Although I could read you your rights right now, although I could read you for filth and tell you everything about yourself, and although I could pull up the text messages and prove you wrong with the screenshots, it's not worth it, because going through that effort causes me a level of stress that harms me more than it harms you. You have to decide for yourself what's more important, choosing peace for your life or proving your point. I'm going to tell you, choosing peace will always be more important to you. It will always be more healthy for you. It will always be the thing that buys you more time on this earth. This video is not about how to improve your relationships. This video is about how to make sure that you can have a long, healthy life and not be taken off of this earth early, leaving your kids without a mother or father, leaving your mother or father without a son or a daughter, leaving your friends without you. This video is about how do you maintain a long, healthy life by making choices, even when they're hard, that can allow you to live your best life in the most healthy way. And sometimes that means making some really heavy choices. We'll talk more about this topic, but in the meantime, comment below and let me know some ways that you've discovered in your life that can reduce stress for you. The reason why I ask you that is because we are a community of people. I teach you and you teach me things, and we also teach each other things. And so by you commenting below, people get to see, wow, some helpful ways that have helped you to reduce stress, and they can apply that within their own life. Also, if there are any topics you want me to cover on future videos, let me know. And of course, if you don't have my best-selling book, Get the F Out of Your Own Way, A Guide to Letting Go of the Stuff That's Holding You Back, you can get it where books are sold or through the link that's directly above or below this video. But listen to me when I tell you this. Cut the stress from your life. I don't care who it is. I don't care what it is. You deserve to live a long, healthy life, and you won't be able to do that as long as you're allowing stress to remain in your life.